Now, what is the Indy Racing League? Well, the IRL, as it is called, is a concept originated by the president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Tony George. He envisions an affordable American oval track series, a league of tracks hosting the Indy cars. The rules for the construction of the cars, exactly like they were for last year's Indianapolis 500.
Well, we're 0 for 3. We go to commercial, and out comes the yellow. This time it's Davey Hamilton, A.J. Foyt's driver. There he is, obviously okay, climbed out of the car. Just got up coming off a 2 and brushed up against the wall, Danny Sullivan.
Well, I think it was more than a brush. It looks like the way, watch him coming in here, and you'll see him turning, and then boom, the car just changes direction. He can't turn it anymore. Something went wrong there. If he was in the gray or just sliding or on the marbles, he would have been drifting up there. That car went straight up into the fence.
And he very wisely kept it up against the wall. Let's go to...
The third crash involved Buddy Lazier and Lynn St. James and this wing panel off of Buddy Lazier's car. It came delaminated down the front straightaway and flew off the car. Now for Lazier, what happened was he lost the downforce going into turn number 1. Came up and collected Lynn St. James. Both crashed heavily into the corner, exiting turn 2 into the concrete. Lazier is still in the hospital, suffering from a fracture in the lumbar area and a fracture of the tailbone. He's expected to be there for several more days, but he is watching the race. Meanwhile, as you said, getting a backup car from Michele Alboreto, Lynn St. James finds her way to the starting field.
Apparently the right rear tire blowing, possibly with debris on that newly surfaced track this year, but a minute piece of debris is all it takes at these speeds to puncture a tire, cause it to lose air pressure. Brayton at this point was just taking this 5th car of the Team Menard garage out for a spin today and taken to Methodist Hospital, pronounced dead 37 minutes later.
And suddenly in turn 3, something in the car, something happened in the car. They're now saying that maybe one of the support braces back at the transmission area may have broken in the right rear. He tried to turn the car to the left. It would not turn. Across the racetrack, he careens into the wall, and suddenly that car bounces off the outside wall and then backs in the short chute again into the wall in turn 4 and was effectively destroyed, almost cut in half.
Well, and just as we come back to you, Stan Wattles catches the wall, slides across the start-finish line, and to a stop just beyond the start-finish, the 30 car, the Spirit of San Antonio there. And that slows the field again. Richie Hearn was the leader. During the time we were away, no one was in challenge at the front of the field at all. So they'll go to yellow with Richie Hearn as the lead, then Robbie Gordon and Michele Alboreto, the top 3. 6th yellow of the day as they work with Stan Wattles. The USAC safety crew, I'm sure, working a great deal more than they would like to today. We'll look at that. Here it is from a camera on top of the wall, turn 4. Whoa, just straight up. Hard.
Yeah. Right front tire had to let go on that.
Broke our camera.
Huh? Broke our camera. That's the worst thing of all, I guess.
More important that he's not hurt.
But if you notice, as he was going through the turn, that's in the tryover where we're sitting, and obviously something on the right front just let go.
Bobby, it looks like almost the car moves a little bit at the back, and he kind of corrects it and gets up in the gray. Just watch the back. Watch in here. He sees, it looks like he slides just a hair there and just gets up in the gray, and he can't do anything then.
And he had just started from the bottom. It just didn't have any adhesion from the white line out. There's something on the right front just wasn't holding there.
And you know, once you get up into that gray, that's all you can do.
There's nothing.
You're just a passenger, as Luyendyk said.
And they'd already displayed the black flag to him, telling him to come in. He's running 11.
Yeah, Billy's done a great job. Actually, he's got my old chief mechanic, George McNaughty's been helping out, but there's a lot of oil there.
Oh, and he should have answered the back, and that oil lights up when he drops down onto the ground, and sparks light the oil that's coming out of the back and gives us our 6th yellow flag of the day.
You obviously could see all the fluid coming out of there. That's either a case where the crew didn't let him know. The driver's always the last one to know. He's so busy with what's going on, he doesn't realize. He's not looking at the gauges.
You see how it looked like the camera lens got a good dose of the oil as well as the USAC safety team arrives. Tom?
Well, you can just see oil everywhere. I mean, this thing's junk, and he's just spinning in his own... A lot of fire underneath. A lot of fire. That's all oil fire. That's all the oil that came out of this thing. Again, you can just see it. It's laying down. The right rear is going to get it here. As soon as he puts a side load as he enters the corner, as soon as any kind of lateral G-force comes in this car, he's going to be along for a ride. And again, he's trying to pass a guy. He's not even aware the fact that he's got a big problem.
The officials did recognize it and had the black flag ready for him out on the front stretch as he came by.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Jim Schmidt, teammate.
And catches the wall hard.
For Sam Schmidt, my fault.
You see that cross yellow on the red flag? That's them telling them that the pits are closed. Oh, and look at that. Look at the wall. There's a hole in the thing. Now, here's the question. What are you going to do? You've got a legal race in. Are you thinking of calling it with 21 miles to go? You got that much damage. Can you get it done in time?
Well, the first thing we need to do is check out Sam, because when you make a hole that big, that's hard on the driver. So let's figure that part out first.
Now the crew's right there, ready and able to help. And the rest of the field slowed down. Quite a bit of oil would be on the track in that area too, which is also going to need scrubbing. You're watching Davey Hamilton.
Right in front of Davey.
Right in front.
Wow.
Next hard into the wall.
Wow.
Is that the tire with the hub carrier that came off? There had to be something else happen there.
Something on the right rear was left the car to cause it to get sideways. So that tire came off before he hit anything.
Schmidt was running 6th at the time of the incident.
Well, Schmidt, a teammate, obviously, to the leader right now.
Hub carrier is on the right.
It looks like the wheel might have just came loose.
I thought I saw something else there when we looked at the slow-mo. And as you can probably say, no, you didn't, Paul. No, you didn't. Again, the show of fire is just the oil that sprayed onto the track, and then when the car scraped across the surface and sparks came out, well, that oil lights up. Report is that tire just came off. That one that's rolling down the edge of the track there.
Okay.
In the Conseco car.
What is, Scott, again, just trying to get some laps, but entering the corner, we've had some engine problems throughout this month, and here we see one. Motor goes away. They say it's a wrist pin. When that happens, it slows the motor down, locks the rear wheels. When the rear wheels locks, he's going for a ride, and fortunately, it just grazes the wall. And no injury this time, except to the race car.
Now, they were able to get the car back and in shape against the speedway wall, and here it is, Jan.
Well, he's coming down the front straightaway. He just run his fastest lap in this car. Comes down to turn number 1. Watch the smoke. We know now that it was an oil fitting that came out of the actual oil pump itself. Right here, it gets oil on the tires. Johnny is just a passenger at this stage. And then very heavy contact, nearly head-on. The flash fire, of course, is the oil that caught fire. His visor came up, also gave him some facial lacerations, but thankfully he wasn't seriously injured.
Really disappointing. The guys from Hope, everybody's here, but we had a good run going on. We were just riding it out.
Oh! And Jim Guthrie gets in trouble, and the leader of the race as he comes across the line.
I think a tire exploded, Paul. I think the right
rear is a mess.
I think the right rear tire just blew up. We could hear it here in the booth. It was a blowout. That is one of the scariest things that can happen to a driver. Thankfully, it happened on the front stretch.
And thankfully, Jim is waving back to the pits. He appears to be okay. And the cockpit has its integrity, but boy, look at the right rear.
And that thing just let go with a big explosion. You don't hear that very often. And a lot of times that comes from a cut tire. There are the pieces of the tire that is leading into what they call the dog leg just before the start-finish line. Maybe he hit some debris. And boy, that thing let go. That's a scary moment.
Well, as the safety crew is there with him, he's obviously all right, but seemingly confused as what happened. Here it is, Jan.
Watch this tire, which would be on the left of your screen, the left rear. There it is. It just explodes. My, oh my, you could not explode a tire in a better place. As far as, I mean, there's never a good place, but if there's any place to do it in the dog leg to where the car is going to have minimal damage.
Yeah, fortunately, there's a piece of straightaway here that gave him plenty of room, and he kept the car fairly straight off the end of the dog leg and down toward turn 1.
I'll tell you, that was a huge surprise for him. I mean, this is a place you would never expect the car. You can just see that thing unravel.
We are situated in our broadcast position about 7 stories above the track finish, just the track surface, just beyond the start-finish line, and you can hear it through the glass up here.
Oh, yeah. You can hear the boom. May have been caught just a little bit in traffic. Tony Stewart certainly at this moment looks like he's on.
And there is exactly what they worried about. Stewart, the engine lets go. He catches the wall. Billy Boat will take the lead.
But Billy has to get by him yet. Unbelievable.
Just exactly what we feared. Tony Stewart cannot make it to the finish. The engine, despite every effort to save it, lets go. John Menard has to be struck. Marty?
Do you think that you will ever get a break in this?
I know it doesn't seem that way, does it? It just seems like we're so close, and every time we get closer, right now I'm just worried if Tony's okay, and you know, darn it, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, Marty, you can tell him he appears okay.
We can tell you, they're telling us up in the booth, he appears to be okay, so that's good news.
Good. Tony just ran a wonderful race. We're so close. We get so close, and I don't know. You know, one of these days we're going to make it all the way, but just a few laps.
3 laps.
I'm just glad that he's okay. That's all I care about.
I can't believe you can get a smile on your face, John.
That's what they're concerned about.
Oh, we got trouble. Turn 2.
Go yellow once again. Not going to be a good day. That's Ray, the 97 car. And keep an eye on him. Took the nose off the car.
Yeah, but he's moving around. That's not a problem.
Right.
Actually, it looked like there was some spray, some fluid coming out of the back of the car just before it started to go around. And
Jack Miller as well became part of that. That's the 40 car. And Jack's okay. In fact, the car may be okay. He may have just gotten down on the warm-up road, getting back to the racetrack.
Well, there's Greg. He's moving around. It doesn't look like any problem. He's got the steering wheel off, sitting on the dash, but missing some of the parts in the front of the car.
In the background, you're hearing the IRL command channel. Innovation they started last year. The teams say they love it. It lets everybody on the track know exactly what's going on. Gregoire climbs out of the car. He's okay. Pace car gets the field back in order.
The other thing that was happening, actually, Robbie Buell was really slowing down, and he was just right behind the accident when it did happen. Again, you can see the black car here. You can see the smoke coming out of the back of the car, and then it just, probably in his own oil, the thing jumped sideways. The tire coming across the racetrack.
Again, Scott Goodyear had one of the best views of this one.
Well, and you can see the smoke right there coming out of the back of the car. Some kind of motor problem that let the fluids get to the outside of the motor, and it needs to be on the inside.
It looked up, running in 3rd place. Brack. Look, they're coming up on the back cars already. That's Tice Carlson that the leader went past car into the wall.
Down in the middle of turn 3 and 4, right before the Goodyear bridge.
Buddy Lazier, 96 Indy champion. The 91 Delta plate looks okay. Snapped his visor up.
Yeah, the visor
doesn't look like much of a hit.
Well, it's hard to say. It's too bad, Buddy. They tried some different things after qualifying. Weren't happy with the changes they made. They tried to put more weight, more downforce in that car in the last practice session. They saw that that didn't work for them, so they changed it back to a setting, obviously, that didn't agree with that race car.
And with Buddy, anytime he gets the wall, there's always concern for his back. Remember, it was at this very racetrack in 1996 that he literally shattered his back in a practice crash over in turn 2. but then with total perseverance went on to win the Indianapolis 500 2 months later.
Well, God, that was real tight for somebody to get just by him without getting involved in that accident. That was Cheever that just about got involved in that situation. You can see the car didn't hit the wall very hard, but the good news about these cars, they made some big safety changes on these cars to try to eliminate some of the problems they have last year. And most everybody's real happy with the changes, the modifications they made to the cars, the bell housings, and what they've done around the seat area and the head area to try to protect these drivers.
Hey, Tom, we just checked with Ron Hemmelgarn on the condition of Buddy Lazier. He said he's fine. Asked him what happened. He said the motor let go.
Oh, I hope that's not a prediction of other things to come. Lazier was at 217.923 miles an hour and headed into the first turn. The engine let go big time.
Oh, well, he has no chance there, Paul. The engine let go. The oil comes out of the back of the car onto the rear wheels. The thing snaps backwards, and Scott's into the wall.
You can remember Scott Harrington's frustration from last year, even worse this year. His chance at Indianapolis. He tried it on the last day. Remember when he headed into the corner as the last qualifier here and had the same sort of thing go wrong? He was just too fast then?
Well, the speed was plenty quick, almost 218 in the first lap, Paul. So, and he knew that. He knew he had a car that was going to have enough to get in the show. You can just see everything coming out of the back of the car. He's getting down in the corner, and the back end just jumps sideways. It's just all the fluid out of the car.
When the engine lets go like
that. Smoke. Left side first. See the bodywork just fly into the air.
When the engine lets go like that, it just sprays oil on those rear wheels, and even a Tom Sneva can't save it then.
No, you're just a passenger. You're just hanging on. And that's big time. I don't know if they maybe tried a little bit hard with the qualifying motor, if this motor had some laps on it or not, but sometimes to get that little bit extra speed, they'll try to up the horsepower a little bit, up the RPMs, or do something to get a little more speed out of that car.
The fourth place car has crashed hard in turn one. That's Mark Dismore being attended to by the safety workers. You see he's talking to them and appears to be okay. His teammate Scott Sharp had just stopped under green. We had mentioned Sharp was slowing and came into the pits, replaced the tires, thought he might have had a problem with the right rear. Now there's Sharp. There was a big cut in the right rear tire, but it may have happened after Dismore hit the wall.
Well, you can see Greg sees the smoke, but not sure where the car went. Fortunately, the car went high and was able to get underneath. Not a good place for a tire to go down on you. I mean, that's entering the corner. You've got some G-force when you hit the wall at that speed. They come upon the accident so quick, and here we've got a shot of it. Ward, that's the tail end. Ward's up against the wall, so we don't see him get in it, but you see him sliding down the racetrack. Now, this is a front straightaway. He got in trouble in the middle corner. Luyendyk on the inside. He gets by without a problem. What we don't see from this angle is how these guys are getting out of the throttle. There comes Jack. He spun 360 and clips what's left of the back of the car.
Boy, Sam Schmidt just snuck through there on the inside. Another hard crash at Dover. Steve Knapp sits in turn number 2. Another hard impact with the wall for the Rookie of the Year at Indy, who was having a fine run here. A green flag pit stop dropped him down 3 laps off the leader, but he was coming back and was in 8th place.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job. Steve was doing an outstanding job. The crew was extremely happy all weekend with Steve in the car, and it looks like they're working on it a little bit. He's a little taller. He's a tall guy compared to a lot of these drivers, and again, it looks like they're working a little bit to get Steve out of that race car.
And now this incident.
Well, again, he's up against the wall. We see that real late.
Let's show you Ari Luyendyk's view of what happened.
From the in-car camera. This is down the front straightaway. And you can see in front of him, the car just jumped sideways and backed into the wall, left side first.
The car-eating monster mile has claimed another one. Robbie Unser running in the top 5. At turn 4, the exit of turn 4, the car spun, and you can see the impact from the left side of the car, destroying the car. Robbie is okay.
Well, he's actually addressing his left foot in that situation. He got out slow, but you could see how the left front had been pushed all the way into the tub area. And Carlson Eddie Cheever, obviously concerned. He's now lost both cars today at the Monster.
And I believe, would they both be write-offs, Tom? Can you repair one of those carbon fiber tubs like that?
Well, you'll have to evaluate it. There'll be some parts and pieces. You know, there might be a brake caliper that they can say or something. But
the tub itself, is that a write-off, or do they patch and repair them?
The Robbie's doesn't look very good right now.
No.
Eddie's, you know, they'll just have to evaluate that. And again, it looks like he does have some kind of problem on the left leg somewhere.
With Ari Luyendyck's car.
Way up here, you'll see is Robbie Unser in this replay. The lead car there. And again, it very similar. It just jumps sideways. Very similar to Steve Knapp, except at the other end of the racetrack. He gets down in the middle of the corner thing, just jump backwards. And again, jump backwards, getting into the left side first, just slamming the left side. And again, right here, you can see the left front is pushed all the way into the tub. Now, for the tire to get in there, it's got to push the suspension pieces through the side of the tub. And again, that probably caused Robbie the problem on his left leg. You can see the car just, you know, just grinding to a stop. Parts and pieces. Everything's just floating to the bottom. Carbon fiber, wings. A lot of debris. All kinds of debris. Parts and pieces everywhere.
Marcos had a good run here today. When the leader's in trouble. Turn 4, Luyendyk pounded the wall.
Car 5, turn 4.
Everybody's going to get past.
Hold on, pace car.
But again, another car spins and knocks the whole left side off the car.
Well, you see Luyendyk, he threw the steering wheel out. That's a good sign because, again, this is very similar. Backing in left side, collapsed against the tub.
My fuel didn't work out too good, Ron. I had to go to the outside. Okay. Go lean on fuel.
Ari Luyendyk is okay. 8th caution flag of the day. Jeff Ward hit that same part of the wall on lap 21. Sam Schmidt at lap 95. Eddie Cheever and Gregoire crashed at lap 104. Steve Knapp into the wall at lap 150. And at lap 183, Robbie Unser hit the wall hard. And now, Ari Luyendyk becomes the 6th major crash of the day at lap 203.
I can't tell there. Luyendyk looks a little disgusted. I don't know if he's disgusted with himself, the car, the racetrack, or one of the other drivers.
Pits are open. Pits are open. You got him, pace car. Good job.
Giving a what happened to someone on pit road. There is Luyendyk's crew, and let's go on board with Ari Luyendyk.
This is down the back straightaway here. Entering turn 3. Oh, you can hear it. It sounded like the motor locked up or something. It just stopped all of a sudden and jumped the back end sideways. So it almost sounded like the motor froze up right there. And when the back wheel stops spinning, the back catches the front.
Because you could hear the engine under full power, and then suddenly the engine stops.
You could hear the noise went away instantaneously.
Fluid from the impact coming out, a little fire extinguisher foam going down there on remains of Ari Luyendyk's car. He is okay. Every driver thus far has walked out of the care center except Steve Knapp, who was taken alert and conscious to the local hospital for observation. But this did not appear to be a loss of control or a cut tire. Listen to the sound of the engine here on this replay.
Well, again, the motor was running flat out, and all of a sudden it stopped. And sometimes it's not as bad entering the corner, but on the exit of the corner, if you're tucked up behind the guy on the exit...
Trouble.
Oh, we got
Gregoire. Now, a lap ago, Stefan Gregoire came past start-finish 3 abreast, racing 2 other cars.
Left side contact. He slid low in the track.
And he has knocked the left front corner
in turn 3.
off the Blue Star battery special. You see Stefan moving around in the car. He is okay. He had a fine lead lap run going. I don't know if there was contact with another car or not. He brings out the 4th caution flag of the night here at Atlanta. One thing that we were a little worried about coming to a track this fast, but every incident tonight we have seen the driver climb out of the car and walk away.
Well, that's great. It's not a blue dress, it's a blue uniform, but I don't think we're going to need DNA test to figure out what kind of stain that might be on it.
Kenny Brack stays on the lead lap with this caution flag. Here's what happened to Stefan in front of Buddy Lazier.
Lazier right on his tail. Again, both cars are affected handling-wise. Lazier underneath. Oh, he just got out of the throttle.
Did he get up in the marbles?
Well, he got out of the throttle, so I think he felt something was wrong with the car anyway, and he rolled out of the throttle, and he was up high. So I'm not sure which happened first, but he definitely got out of the throttle to let Lazier go, and I think he probably sensed there was a problem.
Tony Stewart missed the shift. Oh, big crash right in front of us.
On the front stretch. Absolutely. Up against the wall and bringing out the yellow. Came onto the second dogleg. This track is interesting. 4 turns and then a double dogleg, bringing them down to the front stretch of the track.
I'm not so sure he didn't lose a tire when he was coming by the kink here. Right past us, it looked like something let go on the straight line.
Yeah, Mike, this is Gary down here in the pits. It was right in front of us, and we heard the tremendous boom, and that was before any impact with the wall. I think you're spot on. I think he had a tire let go big time.
Dispatch to turn 1.
Generally, when they do let go, that's the sequence of events. Dave Steele in the 43 car was running in 7th place, and he is the second driver this weekend for Panther Racing. That's Jim Harbaugh's team, as a teammate to Scott Goodyear. And obviously now that car is done for the day.
Big disappointment for Dave.
Tire let go, catches the wall with the right side.
Clean up 3, dispatch to the front straightaway.
And a lot of debris out there.
Pretty hard to do much once that tire lets go like it did, and he was pretty much a passenger if that thing let go.
But Mike, does that lead us to what we were talking about in terms of attrition?
Right on the hash white line here, Johnny.
You know, typically you don't see tires blowing like that. I think the engine situation right now has definitely been an issue, and I think a lot of that has to do with the repaving of this track and the fact that you cannot give these engines a break whatsoever. I mean, there's so much grip out there, and you know it does play havoc on the tires a bit, but the engines are struggling a bit too.
So, because in the midst of all this is Robbie Buell. That's Buell, the lighter blue car. There's Guerrero. We got a car over in the wall, and it's Billy Boat, the pole sitter.
Turn to 3, stay high, stay high. To the flat. He slid down to the flat. Looked like a mild contact.
So the 5th yellow of the day.
Car 11, Billy Boat. 11, Billy Boat.
Well, they were talking in the pit, at least, Mike, about bringing Billy Boat in.
They were, and I'm sure it was a tire-related issue. Once again, that was a very unusual place to hit the wall. You can see, or we can see from where we're sitting, a tire mark in the straight line, setting up for turn 3 he hit, and then he went up against, stayed up against the wall. So very, very, very unusual.
Max, let the field pass you, and I need you up high.
So there's the marks on the wall from Billy Boat. Really more of a brush than a truly hard impact. And as Mike Ross says, in a very strange area. We're talking about changing it. Here it is, just a tail end brush in the wall, but look at the left rear.
Something definitely came apart. And I would have to think that has something to do with that earlier contact that Billy had with Greg Ray. I think Greg Ray ran in the back of him in that one accident, and that could be the toll right there.
So you're suggesting more a suspension breakage getting into the tire, because certainly that tire's been changed.
It certainly looked that way, because obviously the right rear was flat when he was against the wall, but you could see that left rear tire, you know, oscillating back and forth like it was broken. The suspension was broken. So, and that's exactly, ironically enough, where Gregoire.
Well, there's a chance it could. It doesn't.
So add Billy Boats named to that list of major contenders that have fallen by the wayside. Gary?
Paul, we're down here with A.J. Foyt talking with Tommy LaMance. He's worried about two drivers. Did you talk to Billy, A.J.?
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, it's a shame that when you talk to organizations, say we got a problem before we ever get here, and we've tested all year for him. I didn't recommend this tire. I didn't like this tire, and it really makes me disgusted.
Now, what, do you think this was tire related again on that right rear?
I know it was. It blew out. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm too damn disgusted.
Well, there's the Texan at his volatile best.
Your race leader in the Pinzol machine, getting around live traffic. That's the yellow and blue car. The yellow and black car is your leader. And here we go on board. We got a crash in turn one. A crash. 1, 2, 3 cars involved.
He's in turn 3.
And Kenny Brack, the 14 car, the power team car is involved in the accident.
The blue and yellow car directly above him, that is Robbie Buell. So this is a tough crash here in turn one.
Kenny Brack on board now as he signals to the crew there, pushing on the radio there. You see him on the steering wheel. Kenny Brack involved as we go to the restart here, Ari.
Oh, boy. Miscalled that one. Car number 35. That is the second crash for Steve Knapp. Knapp crashed in the first day of practice, and now he's taken the Thermotech car into the wall hard in turn one.
That was the only crash the whole weekend and during practice, and unfortunately for Steve Knapp, this is his second crash of the weekend.
Lap 47 on the restart, an accident coming into turn one. Kenny Brack and Steve Knapp. Steve Knapp in the blue and yellow car climbing out, and Kenny Brack also climbing out of the power machine. And most importantly, glad both drivers will be okay. Kenny waves to the fans here today, if he's signaling he is okay. One working. Let's go to the replay of the accident. This is the Fox Sports Net sounds of the race. Listen.
Big impact, but clearly Kenny Brack was hit from behind and just sent spinning down the straightaway, bouncing off the straightaway wall and coming to a rest in turn one there and collecting Steve Knapp on his way.
In that segment, you could actually hear him being hit because you could hear the engine rev up, and then everything started to go sideways.
So easy. Let's watch and see how he does it in turn three. But oh, he's got a problem with the engine.
The engine cut loose. Fire on board, and Tice Carlson is in the wall. Carlson in the wall. The yellow comes out on lap 66.
What a shame. Tice Carlson running so good. Spun on his own nose. Not a lot of damage, but he's out of the race.
A very likable driver here in the Indy Racing League. He's done some private testing here on a very limited budget. Tice Carlson in the wall. The caution comes out on lap 67. Heartbreak from this kid from Indianapolis who climbed all the way up to second place and had a nice challenge going.
Boy, you know, and he works with the Children's Wish Fund at every IRL market, and he's got to be disappointed. A guy that really has a lot of desire. This Blueprint Imke team, they're looking for great things. Let's go back and take a look at the crash. It was telegraphed. As they come around, can we stop it right here? You see the smoke coming out of Tice Carlson's car.
What goes on here? I mean, stuff happens so quick. You know, you feel something let loose, but you just can't jam onto the brakes and come to a stop. Before you know it, the oil is underneath your tires and you're spinning. It's the first blown engine of the weekend, and it happened to Carl Tyson, who's having such a strong run.
Really panning out nicely right now for Gregoire, but this guy's on the charts.
You see that car right there? That's the leader.
And we've got a yellow crash on the race course right now, out of turn two. The action is made with Mr. Unser hitting the wall. Most importantly, he's climbing out of the machine. Robbie Unser hits the wall, lap 39.
You can see the disgust in Robbie Unser because, as our pit guy said, all he wanted to do in this race was finish. He's not going to. I think. Let's go back and take a look at Robbie Unser's problem as he came out of turn number 4.
Again, the car just gets away from him. Some parts and pieces were actually flying off the car.
Was coming out of turn 2. The left rear is flat right here, but it's after hitting the wall and after him getting on the brakes really hard to slow down the car.
Let's go back and look, and let's look up in this area to see if there's any debris that comes off the car before it comes around. The tire is already down. The tire is already down. It was indeed a flat that may have caused the accident.
Starts toward the back, goes toward the front on race day.
Posted, as we saw, in the 11th position. Now the battle is tightened up once again between the Kelly Racing team. Trouble! Your leader, Scott Sharp, spins coming out of turn number 3 and into turn 4.
Very slow spin. It kind of happens slowly. Could be a problem with the tires. Could be a slow puncture. Something broke, he said.
Okay.
Very quickly trying to get out of the car. Scott Sharp, who led from the drop of the green flag, started on the outside of row number 1, and he gives way now under caution to Mark Dismore in the MCI WorldCom car. So we've had a lead change. Looks like Scott Sharp is okay, and now there's only one Kelly teammate on the point.
Well, we drifted up. I had to back off, and I got hit from behind from Hollansworth. It's unfortunate.
We've got trouble. We've got trouble. Big trouble out of turn number 2 and midway down the straightaway. Eliseo Salazar is involved,
and
as is John Hollansworth. Tice Carlson also being called into play. You could see him in the left-hand side of your screen.
You see Hollansworth is moving around. That's definitely a good sign. And how about Eliseo Salazar? A year ago, in practice before this race, he was also involved in a very serious crash. Hollansworth showing his disappointment there with his fist. This, for Salazar, was supposed to be the final stage to his rehabilitation after having so many bones in his body broken in this crash a year ago. Comes back and now involved in an early incident with Hollansworth.
Of one of the cars involved John Hollansworth. Here's why.
Watch Eliseo Salazar come through in the green and yellow car. Gets upside down on the side as he scrapes along the wall. We'll show you why the accident occurred. Here's Salazar coming through. Now watch, we'll stop it. Look, his wing is down in the rear wing. Just folded down on the backside.
There you see it behind the car. The car is totally out of control here. He hits the wall, the car gets launched and is on his side, but luckily enough for Salazar, comes back on its wheels pretty quickly.
Unbelievable. 2 major incidents for Salazar here in the last 2 years. And then John Hollansworth, who's now been in 2 situations.
2, and he is very, very frustrated.
And we have a crash here on the trioval part of the racetrack, and so we'll get back to conversation with you in just a moment. It appears to be Scott Goodyear who has crashed.
Well, that's not a yellow car, guys, so I don't know who it is, but it's not. It is?
It's like the side of the car was torn off in the crash, and so what we're seeing is something other than the yellow. Scott's moving around. He appears to be okay, trying to take the steering wheel. That was a very hard
crash. It ripped off all the bodywork on the other side of the car, and we thought it was a black car. He's moving around.
What happened, Doug? You see it?
But he's trying to get out, so that's a good sign.
Are assisting him, but he's doing most of the work himself in unstrapping and unlatching everything that he's attached to and stepping out of the car under his own power. So that's terrific news because it was a very hard crash, and of course that's one of the drivers that we were keeping a close eye on today regarding the championship for 1999. It's certainly a major blow to Scott here. But as you look at that car, you notice that all 4 tires are on it, and that's good.
Considering the hard hit he took, all tires stayed on the car, and that's
take a look at it once again. Again, this is in turn 4.
He was running fairly close to another car, but basically he just spin out just basically on his own. And you see the tire move around, bob around, but not going away from the car.
This ought to be a good angle. It's his onboard camera down the backstretch now, setting into turn number 3.
o'clock. They've had to wait, but we are under caution. And it is a tough break for the Pennzoil Panther team. The leader of this event brings out the 4th caution of the afternoon on lap 117 as they go to work on Scott Goodyear.
Scott hit the wall very hard. He did move around in the car a little bit. He didn't move around a lot. He moved around very slowly and appears to be, I don't know. I can't say what happened to him or how he feels because we can't see that. We haven't done the report back yet.
Probably one of the most important things that the IRL racing team does, the safety crew, is they try to immobilize the driver until they ascertain what his real condition is. The onboard camera did show that he was moving.
Now, what happened? Well, this is the tough spot of the racetrack, but look at the yellow car. That is Goodyear.
Right there, he hit that bump, the bump we spoke about in yesterday's show. I'm sorry, everybody. And that's where the car broke loose.
Taking another angle and looking at, we call it the infamous bump in turn 4. Now, what is the violence of an accident like that? At that point, you are probably pulling a minimum of 60 G's. You're right on board and listen.
That was a very big crash, and as he hit that bump, the car broke loose, which tells me that the tires were not all the way up to pressure yet, and the car bottomed out and made the car go around.
You can see the change in the pavement color. That's the bump we're talking about. He said he would hit it about 60 G's. What does that mean? Well, that car weighs about, 2,000 pounds? All of a sudden, it was 60 times that weight. Let's check in. The 6th caution of the afternoon has come out for a crash by this man, Robbie Unser, driving the Petro Mali Team Pelfrey entry. Looked like Unser was maybe on his way to his 2nd consecutive September or October fall race at the Texas Motor Speedway, finishing in 2nd. But Ari Luyendyk, it started as just a smoke. We, in fact, were talking about it, and then all of a sudden the engine just exploded. Let's go back and take a look at it.
We followed him. He was smoking a little bit. At first I thought maybe that's the tail end of the crash. But Robbie had already gotten out of the throttle. He noticed the engine was letting go, and he spun out on his own oil. Not a big hit for him. You can see a little bit of puff right there. He's out of it. He knows something's wrong.
That is Mr. Toad's wild ride when you spin in your own oil. You have no control. There's nothing you can do. You just grit your teeth and hold on, don't you, Harry?
You put your head back in the headrest and just kind of relax your body, and you're a passenger.
Al Unser Jr. on board with him now. He's back in the 17th position, and another crash. And driver scattering to miss the car that has made heavy contact with the outside wall in turn number, actually on the tri-oval area here. It is Donnie Beechler. The good news is, again, he is unbuckling quickly and climbing out, but boy, significant contact with the wall there on the left side of the car.
Well, the left side hit hard. You can see him, the adrenaline gets them out of the car, and then they start coming to their senses and start feeling some of the pains.
Coming into this race, Donnie was in 4th position in the point standings, has gotten off to a very, very good start here in the year 2000, finishing 6th at Orlando and 3rd at Phoenix. But unfortunately, his race is going to end much too soon here at Las Vegas against the 4th turn wall.
Well, he was lucky as he came back across the track. There's a lot of traffic there, Bob, but everybody did a great job in missing him.
Well, he's down on the grass. The medics and the doctors there asking him how he feels. Let's take a look at the accident from regular speed, our speed shot down in the turn 4 area.
Well, you can see him just back into the car, just jumps out from underneath him and hard into the outside wall.
As he was spinning, though, you could see something come off the car before he actually hit the wall. And that's quite interesting.
Of this race, 1.5 mile tracks have not been the forte for Buddy Lazier. He did win at Charlotte, and we have a crash.
Sarah Fisher.
And that is the first wall contact that we have had this evening. It comes on the 194th lap of the race. Quickly, the Indy Racing Northern Lights Series officials are right there, and Sarah appears to be okay. What's the top of your screen?
we just see Sarah. She's already spun. She gets in left front first. Car just slides along the wall before it comes down the banking towards the infield. A lot of sparks. Ooh, look at that. A lot of debris on the racetrack, and it looked like J.J. Yaley might have ran over some of that stuff. There's Goodyear coming into the fray. We don't know if he got it.
Sarah, real quickly, we got 30 seconds. The engine let go?
Yeah, it just blew up. I mean, it was totally blatant, blew up and just came around on me like that.
Guys?
Well, good to hear from Sarah, and better to see that she is okay after a very good run that unfortunately resulted in the crash and dropping her to 14th position. But
one driver looking to improve his ride is Buddy Lazier. We've got a crash. Let's go upstairs.
A big crash. Terrible crash.
Out of turn number 4, and here on the main straightaway, it involves many, many cars. I can see as many as 7 or 8 cars involved in this accident.
Yeah, there were obviously a lot of fire on at least one of them up against the outside wall. But once that the crash happened up front, everybody else on the binders trying to miss it, and several cars became involved very rapidly.
Yeah, this is what happens when you can run that many cars that quickly together. Unfortunately, incidents like this do happen sometimes. We just hope everybody's all right.
We will wait to give you a report on exactly who is involved. Well, there is the number 6 car driven by John Herb. He obviously is okay.
He's down in the infield portion of the racetrack, so he's in pretty good shape.
There's Sarah Fisher. That's a tough break for her.
You see Robbie
her car isn't too damaged. Maybe she can get back into the pits.
Look at all the debris they're having to weave through.
There is Buell. He is out of his car. Looks like he may be limping just a little bit. There's Casey Mears.
And even though he's out, it looks like he's in a little bit of pain as he climbs out of that race car.
He's walking okay, we hope.
Boy, this was just a terrible looking crash because there initially was so much fire, which burned itself out quickly. But
that's Jared Schrader right there.
Yep.
And those guys did not need a crash. That team is kind of running on a low budget anyway, and a crash like this. And you can see it looks like several guys limping a little bit. There's Robbie Buell that obviously his right leg is hurt a little bit.
Right along and listen.
You can see she's well behind this thing. She has a good chance to miss it, but there's a lot of debris up there, and I think that's what really got to her. She ran over a lot of debris, and that's what really messed her up. They bent some of the suspension pieces just running over the debris from the other part of the crash.
Wow, there was so much debris on the track. But, you know, the reason they do that, as I'm sure you can back up, Larry, is to dissipate the energy from the crash. They have these parts fly off the cars very easily to dissipate that impact.
Well, it certainly helps the drivers because it does absorb a lot of that energy when they hit the wall. But it certainly makes it difficult on the drivers behind trying to miss all that stuff.
Wow. Here it is from another angle. Just a tremendous amount of fire there initially.
Yeah, that's Corey Witherall right there who gets nailed a couple of times in that bright orange car.
And it looks like that Dr. Jack Miller might have been involved in the accident also.
Yeah, there's that car that's coming farthest down the racetrack.
For a second, Al, take us through that accident.
Well, we were going down the backstretch, and there was a group of us. I was right behind Giafone, and then I don't know who was in front of Giafone, but whoever that was, they had a problem.
That was Corey Wetherell.
Okay, Corey, he had a problem, whether it be an engine or he got out of shape or something. I couldn't see in front of Giafone. Giafone, we all slowed down. I got up hard on the brakes, and then I got hit from behind. The car came over the top of me, and then I was spinning backwards into the wall. Another guy came and hit me, and then I hit the wall, and then another guy comes and hits me. And so we just got beat up quite a bit around there, but I'm okay. Everything's fine.
Was pretty far back and just really has kind of run where he came out. He hasn't been able to pass anybody. Hasn't really been.
And we have a big-time crash on the backstretch. Looks like that it is Davey Hamilton involved along with Sarah Fisher.
Yeah, Davey Hamilton, the yellow and red car that appeared to have a lot of damage. Sarah Fisher's down to the inside.
The engine obviously stalled, so I'm going to need somebody to come and get me, but the front of the car just like it's towed in. I had nowhere to go. There was stuff flying everywhere.
Yeah, no, I couldn't pick a good line there. Low is about as best as I could see.
Well, it involves Jared Schrader, Davey Hamilton, and Sarah Fisher. They were all running right together in 16th, 17th, and 18th position when the crash occurred. We see Davey Hamilton moving around in the cockpit. As a matter of fact, he's thrown out the steering wheel, so that is the best thing that we can see. Here is the crash.
Well, they're taking, contact was made between Schrader and Sarah Fisher back there. She just kind of ran over some stuff, but Schrader and Hamilton, when they got together, let's see what happens as they,
Schrader
engine
blew his engine. Look at that.
Yeah. Everybody was a victim of circumstances right there. It wasn't anybody's fault. When that engine let go, Schrader couldn't do anything. Hamilton tried to go to the outside to miss him, but got caught up and into the fence.
Boy, he took a ride, Larry.
Yes, he did. And you can see that oil was just everywhere. Hamilton just barely clipped him, but boy, he backed into the fence very hard. Almost gets upside down. He hit that wall a ton, and Sarah Fisher just got into the debris.
Now, at regular speed, we're on board with Sarah Fisher.
Hey, there's a spin. Slow down. Go low. Slow right down.
Oh, wow.
You're good. Watch out for the pack behind and all the bits. You're out of sight. I assume you're okay.
Man, oh man, she hit that wheel.
Wow, that's scary. That is scary.
Only about 5 seconds from going a lap down, and we have a crash.
It's Mark Dismore.
Slow it down, Kurt. Corey, slow it down,
Oh, man.
Slow it down.
The right rear tire is flat. You can see the left front is up in the air. That means the right rear tire is flat, and that's a tough break for Mark Dismore. He's been running very strong. There you can see right there the tire that's deflated. Not sure whether that happened before or after the spin, but
Did he keep it off the wall, guys? Because if he did, that's an amazing bit of driving.
Don't know. We'll have to perhaps get a replay of it. Let's look. Well,
you can see the tire was flat when he was spinning. That thing was already flat when he had spun, and he did touch it with the right rear. So that's a tough break for him. Let's see if we can see from the in-car camera. Running through the corner. Yep, you can see.
It just snapped, guys. It looked to me like something let go in the engine and put some oil down in front of those rear tires, because that thing just came around.
I think the right rear went flat on him, and you can see the wheel is bent. See that wheel wobbling? That's bent from when he hit the wall.
And that is go big or go home. And I think
Scott Sharp.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That thing just jumped out from under him. You can see from the camera angle that he was right behind the 2 leaders and just jumped out from under him, slapped it with the left side.
He's moving around. That's good.
That's always good news.
It'll be interesting to see a replay on this and see exactly what happened, because it did just snap on him, didn't it?
He's had 9 finishes of 8th or better and 2 DNFs, and those were crashes at Indianapolis and Kansas. And now he's crashed out of this race here in Chicagoland, bringing out the first caution of the event, and it comes on lap number 30. Scott, as you can see, has climbed out under his own power.
Here's Scott right here with the yellow wing on his car. That's Scotty right there. Wow.
It looked again like something happened in the right rear. You can see when he spun, the left front was way up in the air. So it looked like something. Remember the last time he crashed, it was something that gave out. Now watch.
There he goes.
Right there. That's a little bit of a long distance shot. But when he spun around, the left front was way up in the air, like the right rear had dropped down. So either the suspension back there failed, or he cut a tire. I ran over something and cut that right rear tire. So.
Looked very similar to the crash that he experienced in Kansas.
Yes, it certainly did.
He could have broken an upright. He could have had a bearing. I mean, there's so many things that can go on in the back of the car there.